This episode is brought to you by Heyday. Feeling stressed? Take a moment for yourself with Heyday. Stroll through rows of golden wheat, tend to cute barnyard animals, and discover the joys of a digital farm retreat. You don't have to hop in a car or catch a plane. Escape to the farm at the tap of a finger. With Heyday, you're not just tending to a farm, you're tending to yourself. Heyday. Search Heyday, that's Hay space DAY, in your favorite app store. Heyday is a free-to-play mobile game and offers optional in-app purchases and random rewards.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
1, 2, 3, 4. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
There we go.
Hey, there you are. Nice to meet you.
And you too.
Where are you at today? Still over in the UK?
Yeah, I'm in Bath. It's about just near Bristol.
Nice. What's the weather like over there? Is it starting to get nice, or?
Yeah, it's been okay for the last couple of weeks, but we got rain coming in, so typical England for the next couple of weeks, I think. So.
Oh, geez.
But I'm heading to the States soon, so I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So let's talk about Onslaught, the origins of aggression. What now that most of the singles are released, or a lot of them? What has been the response to it so far?
Oh, it's been incredible. Considering obviously it's old re-recorded tracks and cover versions, the response has been absolutely amazing. So over the moon so far.
Are you finding that you're gaining a new set of fans with the re-recordings and some covers? Because that's opening you to a whole new audience, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the way we were thinking as well, you know. There was obviously a purpose behind the whole album to celebrate the 40 years of Power from Hell. But at the same time, I think we're opening ourselves up to, as you say, with the re-recordings, there's a lot of younger fans who probably haven't heard those tracks recorded that way, or even heard those tracks maybe before. And of course, with the covers on that side of things, a lot of punk tracks. So, I mean, obviously we started out as a punk band, but that was only in the first couple of years, you know. So I think hopefully we'll have a good crossover appeal with this record.
What does an Onslaught show look like these days, right? Because we're talking about like the younger generation. So is it a multi-generational sort of thing, like people my age bringing their kids and that?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we've been very lucky, very fortunate as a band to be able to keep all our old fans and bring a lot of new fans along on the journey, you know. We've got parents bringing their kids, as you say, but there's a lot of new generation thrash metalers coming to the crowd, and especially at festivals, you know, it's because you get to expose the band to a whole wider audience of who are into different genres and different ages, you know, so that helps massively. And yeah, we're doing real good at the moment.
In what ways do you think the lineup changes, you know, recently or over the last couple of years have influenced the band's sound and contributed to the success of the band overall?
I would say this is the best lineup we've ever had. I mean, we have some exceptional musicians in the band right now. And it enables us to push the band musical styles to the extremes, you know, because everybody in the band can play absolutely anything. So whatever we come out with, however extreme or however difficult, it's kind of a walk in the park for the guys in the band, you know. And that's cool. They got loads of fresh ideas, and they chip in with the writing with me, and they're hungry, you know. But we've got an absolutely phenomenal drummer who allows us to do absolutely anything, you know. Whatever we come up with, he's got a part for it.
That's great. Do you ever feel like you're pushing the limits too far? Is there any kind of conscious thought to say, hey, my listeners might not take the journey with me if we go this extreme or this far? Or do you just do it and hope they come along?
No, I mean, we've been very fortunate as a band to be able to cross genres in metal. We can play black metal festivals, we can play death metal festivals, we can play mainstream festivals or thrash festivals, and still go down an absolute storm. You know, it's kind of weird because we played some real deep black metal festivals, you know, and it's kind of, how are we going to go down it? But Power from Hell was a big influence to a lot of the bands back then, you know.
Right.
And we get a lot of acceptance, so we seem to be given that much more room to expand our horizons a little bit. But we never go and do anything silly. We always stick within our remit, you know,
right,
of what works for Onslaught. We never go outside those boundaries because I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. We did it once and it didn't kind of work. And I don't think the fans would appreciate that. But we evolve with each album anyway, but in different kinds of ways.
When you guys are writing, are you conscious of not writing the previous record? So staying in along this conversation, right? You want to be Onslaught, and you don't want to step out of your wheelhouse, but you still don't want to rewrite the previous record, right? You want to do something different. Is there a conscious effort into it, or is that like a natural progression?
Yeah, totally. It's something I've always said. If we can, especially if we can better the last album, I don't see the point in making a new record, you know. So yeah, I mean that's always something we're conscious. I say, everybody, we must not copy the last album. Don't make another Generation Antichrist, another Six, Sounds of Violence. Let's make a new one, slightly different, different ways of going about things, different influences bringing in. But yeah, we always, I mean, looking at, for me, from Killing Peace to Sounds of Violence to Six to Generation Antichrist, every album's got stronger. It's a challenge. And we're faced with that again on the next studio album we got to write the next thing.
Is that how, and this may not, I don't know, I'm just going to say it, but is that how you're going to know when it's time to call it a day? Because you've been at this a really long time. Is that going to be like your barometer, like, hey, I can't improve on that last one? Or how will you know?
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. I think if you can't write, if you're not happy with the songs and if they're not topping Generation Antichrist to me, it becomes a little bit of a problem. I mean, I love the songs on Generation Antichrist. It's going to take some topping for us, I think. So yeah, I mean, if we're not hitting those levels, I think it becomes an issue that we would need to address one way or another, you know. I couldn't stand to release another record that wouldn't stand head and shoulders with Generation Antichrist.
Right. Fair enough. Is there something you want your fans to walk away from after listening to Generation Antichrist? Is there like a message or a takeaway?
I just want to think, wow, like I did the first time I heard the first mix come through of Religious Suicide. I was sat there listening right here in this seat, and it just went fucking bang in my face as soon as that track kicked in. And I just hope it had the same intense pleasure for our fans, you know, because that really smacked me in the face hard, that one. It was just blew me away. And I think it blew everybody else away in the band, because you got this creeping up intro and all of a sudden it just hits and it was like, wow. And the rest of the album was as powerful. Absolutely love that album, you know. So we've got our work cut out to make follow up to that.
Fair enough. So you guys were inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame during the Maryland Death Fest. What was that like? That's quite an honor, right?
Yeah, it was very cool. I got it here. Oops,
oh, yeah. Yeah. Almost. Yeah. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing to actually, we got told, I think, about 3 months before the show that it was going to happen. It was like, this is amazing because it's a very prestigious thing, you know. We're never going to get into the rock and roll Hall of Fame. Right. But to go into the metal one, and you look at the artists in there, some great artists in there. So it was an amazing honor, you know. Fantastic.
And 40 years at this, or more than 40 years, you couldn't have imagined you'd still be doing it, right? Was there like a plan B, or was this like, I'm in, all in?
No, I mean, it's like, if you'd have told me, because we started 43 years ago, if you'd have told me 40 years ago that I'm going to still be doing this and getting awards like that and making cool albums, I'd have said no chance. I mean, we did break in '91, so for me that was the end. So even if you'd have told me that in '91, I'd have said no way. Even more so than if I'd have thought that back from the early days, you know. But it's something we've embraced and we're taking head on. You know, it's just to get a second chance at it, and the way things are going right now, it's amazing.
So here's an odd one, and just because I'm thinking, and I'm sort of in the same boat, right? Do you ever feel that age is an issue in the scene, or it doesn't even matter?
No, I don't think it matters. The only thing that does matter is your health and fitness. You know, right. as I've come to discover over the last 3 years.
Right.
I've had to take time off from the band for 3 years because of various illnesses.
Right.
Now recovered, but I'm still fighting to get my fitness back after such a long layoff. You know?
Right.
Took a heavy toll on my body, and I would say 75% there. But I need to get that last 25% back
right.
to be able to hit the levels I need to be at, you know.
I think it's great, and I don't know if it's like this in all music genres or around the world, but I think in the metal genre, like some of our, I guess, godfathers are still releasing some of the most relevant, best music of their career. Like I'm thinking of Rob Halford and Dickinson and even Bobby Blitz from Overkill, just some really great shit in their late 60s, early 70s.
It's crazy. I think it just shows how dedicated and how cool metalheads are, you know.
And I think once metal gets into your system, wherever that is, like that first snake bite, for lack of a better word, it's in your DNA for like life, right? I mean, there's no, I'm going to go do something else.
No, I mean, I know so many metalheads. None of them change as they get older.
Right.
They still look kind of similar to how they did 30, 40 years ago.
Right.
But
gray and heavier, but I'm still at the festivals banging my head.
Still in the head. It's there for life.
Crazy stuff. What's the plan for you guys going forward then? Are you touring?
Yeah, we're off to Portugal this weekend for a festival. Then I think we start the European leg of the tour on May 27th or 28th. More festivals. Then we go to Australia. We're working on some shows for the US. Lots in the pipeline at the moment. So I'm planning next year as well also, because it becomes the 40th anniversary of the Force next year. So
wow.
Busy.
Busy is good. And if fans want to find you, Onslaught everywhere?
Sorry?
If fans want to find you, social media, all that stuff, Onslaught?
Yeah, Onslaught, Facebook, onslaughtuk.com. Everywhere, we're always in touch with the fans. We constantly interact with the fans on our sites, you know, so which I think is very important. So yeah, we're trying to raise the profile as much as we can. We just signed with a new label who've been absolutely amazing so far in the first 3 months. Everything's going absolutely so cool with the work that's going on behind the scenes for the album release, you know. So hopefully it's gonna really push the album hard.
Beautiful. So that's gonna bring me to the end of my regular interview questions, but I like to end them doing these short little, I don't know, funny things that have nothing to do with metal because people love social media and comedy and whatever. So if you have 5 minutes of dumb questions, if you don't mind.
No, it's fine.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm going to disagree with you. Why?
Why? I would say because a sandwich is 2 pieces of flat bread in my eyes.
So wait a second. Is your only hang up that little thing that's holding the bun together?
Yeah. Nah. I would say a sandwich has to be on flat bread,
Flatbread.
where a roll is kind of round, you know.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree, but what
Okay.
is cereal a soup?
Cereal or soup? Cereal. No.
It has to be. Why?
Why?
I
It's
mean,
got
is the definition of soup something that's in liquid, floating?
I guess so, yeah. Um, Cereal's kind of sweet, and soup is more savory, I would say.
Yeah. So let's see. Name 3 animals that are definitely evil.
Ooh. My wife just shouted out cat.
I'm going to 100% agree with your wife on that one. That's the first person I agree with so far.
um, what are those nasty looking things? The hyenas.
Hyenas for sure. You got
Yeah.
one more?
Nasty things. Kind of emus or something like that.
I like emus, but okay, I'll go with that one. One more for you. Name 3 reasons a dragon would make an awesome pet.
Dragon. Oh, I could set fire to people I didn't like.
I like that one a lot, right? Any burglars or anybody coming in the house gets roasted.
Exactly. Dragons are kind of cuddly if they're small. Be nice. Curl up on the sofa with your pet dragon. It'd be nice. What else? Dragons. Okay, they could cook your food for you as well. Nice barbecue.
In a pinch, yes. Fair enough. So lastly, if you were stranded on a desert island, could have 3 records for the rest of eternity, assuming you've got some sort of solar-powered player. What are they?
Yeah. Never Binding the Bollocks, Sex Pistols. Hear nothing, see nothing, say nothing, Discharge. And third one. Bit of a toughie, that one. I'd have to take one of my own. Flash a bit of ego and take Generation Antichrist with me because.
Nice. So you're leaning more towards the hardcore stuff for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Sex Pistols album changed my life, basically. When I heard that, I was like 12, 13 years old, and I never looked back after
Is that the gateway? I think everybody's got like a gateway album, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was listening to like T-Rex, David Bowie, The Sweet, and stuff like that.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Sex Pistols came along, and it was like, what the fuck is this? And my whole world changed. I'm sure my parents didn't like me very much after.
Right. That for me, it was Diary of a Madman. That was the one that I remember buying it, throwing on that first needle, and went, "Holy shit!" And then life's never been the same.
Yeah, exactly. Same for me. When Holidays in the Sun came on, the Sex Pistols album with the marching boots and stuff, it was like, wow, this is like different level.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Hope that wasn't too bad.
No, I really enjoyed that one. It was good fun.
I like to have a little fun at the end, and people love them for shorts and things. They just love that kind of stuff. So as you know,
that was brilliant, man. I really enjoyed that.
Got to stay ahead of the noise. So thank you so much. Good luck with the record and be well.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Reed Mathis. I made a podcast called The Gifts of Improvising. That's coming out on Osiris. We talk to all your favorite improvisers.
Natalie Cressman, Marco Benevento, Tom Hamilton,
Aaron Magner,
Holly Bowling, Bill Kreutzmann, and Jay Lane.
So what, you're doing a podcast?
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast.
So don't fear if you hear a foreign sound to your ear.
We need the gifts of improvising.
This is Lawrence Lanahan, journalist, musician, and host of Rearranged, an Osiris Media podcast about music arranging. Once a song is written, arrangers make musical decisions that shape how we end up hearing the song. And we're not just talking about adding orchestral accompaniment, like horns and strings, or doing a cover version of a song. Arrangement can be putting happy music over dark lyrics, using samples, recording all acoustic, even tiny decisions like putting an electronic loop into an acoustic song to draw your attention to an important turn of phrase. It's all arranging. Rearranged episodes are documentary essays where I use arrangements to answer some big questions, like what is a song? And what can a song become? And how can the sound of a song change the meaning you take from it? Listening this way has changed my relationship with music. Tune into Rearranged, and maybe it'll happen for you too. Learn more at rearrangedpodcast.com.
Osiris.